Back in ancient Japan, a child born from a mixed race and not Japanese would be considered less human, impure, and monstrous. This narrates the story of Mizu, a mixed race Japanese individual fueled by a desire for revenge. Upon arriving in Kyoto, Mizu encounters Ringo, a naive waiter at a small restaurant. Ringo shows kindness by serving hot noodles to Mizu. However, Ringo's joy is short-lived as he accidentally spills noodles on Hachiman, a formidable trader. Enraged by the embarrassment, Hachiman pulls out a gun, ready to confront Ringo. Welcome back to Real Savant, where we bring you recaps of the most awesome movies and TV shows. Today we bring you Blue Eye Samurai, where we follow the path of a warrior hell-bent on revenge in Edo-period Japan. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Mizu rises, prepared to counter Hachiman's mistreatment of the innocent Ringo. It's worth noting that Hachiman is the type of man everyone avoids, known for acquiring daughters from villages he visits, and he holds sway with influential connections. Mizu observes that Hachiman's pistol has a European design rather than a typical Japanese one. Despite Hachiman's sudden composure, Mizu draws her blade, demanding that Hachiman disclose the source of the gun, emphasizing that the flesh trader is hardly worthy of facing her blade. In the blink of an eye, Mizu swiftly slashes the fingers gripping the gun. Hachiman, now frightened by the prospect of a peculiar individual capable of severing his fingers, confesses to obtaining the weapon from Heiji Shindo. It is at this moment that Mizu unveils her identity. Her blue eyes, though unwelcome by many, along with her exceptional sword skills, captivate Ringo. Intrigued, he follows the samurai in the snow, pleading to become her apprentice. However, Mizu instructs him to return home, likening Ringo to a typhoon that might obscure the purpose of his existence. Undeterred, Ringo persists in his desire to be Mizu's apprentice, going as far as promising to craft the finest soba in the world for her each time. Upon recognizing Ringo's physical anomaly, Mizu secures him to a tree to prevent any pursuit. She then approaches an abandoned house with the hope of finding Heiji Shindo and the other individual she seeks, as this quest represents the true trajectory of her life. This moment provides a glimpse into Mizu's challenging childhood, one marked by adversity. A brief flashback unfolds, illustrating how young Mizu endured relentless taunting from her peers, who labeled her mother as a prostitute and her father a white devil. Prepared to confront her tormentors, Mizu is spared, as a timely intervention scares off the bullies. In this pivotal moment, Mizu encounters Master Eiji, a blind swordsman, as fate intervenes. She assists him lifting an unfamiliar metal object. Despite the old man's insistence that she return home, Mizu follows him, disregarding his orders. In the subsequent days, a strong bond forms between Mizu and Master Eiji, with the blind swordsman imparting his knowledge and skills to her. The brief flashback concludes, and now we shift our focus to Mizu's current endeavors. Upon entering Kyoto to locate Heiji Shindo, Mizu encounters three men who happen to be members of the Shindo dojo. However, they redirected her to the Shindo house, a brothel populated by prostitutes. Mizu, resourceful and undeterred, manages to obtain more precise directions from the prostitutes themselves. Despite their initial attempt to entice her with seductive gestures, they opt for a friendlier approach when unsuccessful. Just in time, Ringo appears, surprising Mizu with his unwavering determination to become her apprentice. To discreetly handle this situation and allow Mizu to pursue his goal without distractions, Mizu pays the prostitutes to host Ringo for 3 nights. The narrative then transitions to a different scene, revealing Akemi, the princess of the Tokunobu clan, practicing an apology to appease her father. Seki, the chief aide to her father, advises Akemi to articulate her thoughts clearly, emphasizing her determination to achieve her objectives. Upon Akemi's entrance, she discovers her father enjoying a meal with Tomo, his son. Daichi Tokunobu expresses displeasure towards Akemi for turning away all her potential suitors, wealthy elderly lords, seeking to marry her. Despite Daichi's initial anger, Akemi successfully persuades him that a more suitable match would be someone devoted to safeguarding the interests of their clan. Daichi discloses Seki's findings about a young samurai who emerged victorious in 24 duels, leaving all his opponents deceased. Painfully, Akemi subtly suggests her estranged lover, Taigen, the son of a fisherman, whom she deeply loves. Later in the day, she meets him to offer a gold engagement gift, while Taigen in return presents her with a candy. Akemi informs him of her father's plan to appoint him as the head of security for Shindo Castle, with a salary of 5,000 koku. Meanwhile, upon Mizu's arrival at the Shindo dojo, she claims to have a message for the dojo master. Although the students bring her in to convey her message, Mizu insists on delivering it directly. However, she is once again denied this opportunity. Undeterred, Mizu bravely demands a meal before departing. Even when the students try to force her out, She retaliates by defeating them in combat. Taigen, interrupted in the midst of his modest celebration, rushes to witness the chaos that Mizu has stirred up in the dojo. Mizu recognizes Taigen as one of the bullies from Kohama village, but this does not distract her from her mission. In the course of the chaos, Mizu's true identity is unveiled, and Taigen recalls her as the little kid with blue eyes. They engage in a sword duel, and the blue-eyed samurai emerges victorious over the undisputed Taigen. This duel prompts the Shindo Dojo master to come out and receive Mizu's message. All she seeks is information about Heiji Shindo, the black market merchant and the master's brother. Eventually, Mizu discovers that the black merchant is situated in a fortress on Tanabe Island. However, she believes Taigen needs a lesson for disrespectfully referring to her as a dog. So she retaliates by forcefully removing his hair, a significant disgrace for a supposed champion. The news of Mizu's duels reaches Heiji Shindo, and Hachiman confirms it. Remembering his encounter with the mixed-race individual, Abijah Fowler, the white man orders the Four Fangs, a group of assassins, to capture Mizu and eliminate her. While Mizu is bathing, Ringo catches up with her, revealing conclusive evidence of her femininity. Despite warning Ringo to keep his distance, an unforeseen circumstance compels Ringo to reappear and save Mizu from being arrested at the city gates. During this encounter, Mizu confides in Ringo about her revenge plan. While he remains resolute in his determination to become her apprentice, Mizu's primary objective is to locate Heiji Shindo and the white man under his protection. Meanwhile, back in Kyoto, the expected chaos continues unabated. Now it's Akemi's turn, and she attempts to discuss Taigen's newly bald head resulting from the altercation. In an effort to appease her lover, she proceeds to fulfill his sexual desires. However, Taigen remains unsatisfied, as thoughts of revenge against Mizu consume his mind. Meanwhile, Mizu is on the hunt for a boat to transport her to Tanabe. Aiming to keep a watchful eye on Ringo and track his stealthy movements, Mizu attaches a belt to his ankle, signaling her unwavering determination for vengeance and the pursuit of justice for those who have caused her distress. This prompts her to reflect on the times when she concealed her feminine traits to meet the demands of her mission. With Taigen away searching for Mizu, Akemi finds herself with no choice but to entertain other suitors vying for her hand in marriage. On this occasion, it is Master Chiba, the advisor to the shogun of the Edo clan, who brings a marriage proposal from the shogun's son, a formidable man with unsettling preferences. Akemi struggles to persuade her father, as Taigen is no longer perceived as the unbeatable swordsman they once believed him to be. Her father decides that Akemi will depart for Edo with her new family in 5 days. Faced with this, the princess devises a plan to run away, and instead of reprimanding her for the risky decision, Seki joins her to protect her from potential threats. While Mizu meditates, the Four Fangs eventually uncover her hidden location on the hills. Undeterred, Mizu defeats them all until she faces their leader, blood-soaked Chiaki, an assassin who had stolen a blade from Master Eiji years ago. This further fuels Mizu's anger, leading her to easy victory over Chiaki. After the triumph, Taigen emerges, prepared to reclaim his honor. However, Mizu collapses and loses consciousness before he can approach her. Ringo arrives and takes his master to a safer location on the mountain. Meanwhile, Fowler is displeased with the failure of the Four Fangs and instructs Heiji Shindo to rectify the mistake, as their plan to seize control of the shogunate empire is at risk. Taigen follows Ringo to a shrine on the mountain, where the wounded samurai can recover. Upon waking up to find Taigen in the same space, Mizu draws her sword, poised to strike his neck. However, Taigen proposes a deal, a rematch in 3 days to restore his honor and reunite with Akemi. As for Akemi, she aims to locate Taigen and have him regain his lost honor, intending to marry him immediately. Unfortunately, she and Seki encounter brigands on their journey, losing everything to them. Undeterred, they continue their journey on foot, only to be rescued by a paid trip and a modest cart. Akemi persists her quest to locate her lover, opting for a perilous path and forming an acquaintance with Goro, a trader involved in selling girls for a price. Taigen remains her sole focus, and finding him becomes her paramount objective. Despite the looming danger, Heiji Shindo invites Mizu for tea, an invitation she stubbornly accepts, disregarding Taigen's concerns about a potential ambush. In front of Heiji Shindo, Mizu unveils her plan to eliminate all the white men present in Japan at the time of her birth. Heiji Shindo acknowledges his association with Abijah Fowler, his long-standing business partner, and offers Mizu an alternative proposal. Instead of dismantling his entire existence as a black market merchant, Heiji Shindo suggests a new position as the Lord of Sendai Han, accompanied by a substantial sum of 50,000 ryu. In exchange, he seeks an assurance that Mizu will abandon her revenge against him and Fowler. Despite the tempting offer, Mizu refuses. Heiji Shindo then presents another proposition to access Fowler, Mizu must enter a cask of sake to infiltrate his impregnable castle through the kitchen, with the caveat that there might not be an escape. Resisting this plan as well, Mizu severs Heiji Shindo's arm, incurring the wrath of the 500 archers he had stationed around the cliff. Fortunately, Ringo arrives with a horse and a reliable shield, providing protection. Mizu realizes that gaining entry to Fowler is a feasible mission, but it comes at the cost of forsaking Taigen's duel. To ensure Taigen's safety, she renders him unconscious, leaving a written promise to return for their duel later. Mizu embarks on her journey to find Fowler, and the first step involves locating Madame Kaji, a renowned woman who owns a brothel and has seen Fowler, providing girls to satisfy his desires. In exchange for an easy entry into Fowler's castle, Madame Kaji proposes a deal to Mizu. If you managed to get this far, we sincerely thank you for watching the whole thing. If you have a movie or TV show that you want us to cover, just comment it down below. We might do a video of it in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our playlist for more recaps.